All right, let's dive into this. YouTube as a business. Not just those funny cat videos. We're talking serious money making on YouTube, digital empires. We've even got AI taking over content creation.
Yeah.
We've got some deep research today, research into the creator economy, some hard-hitting stats about YouTube's financials. We're looking at how AI is changing the game.
It really is changing the game.
Are you ready to uncover how much these top YouTubers are actually making?
I think that's what everybody wants to know, right? How much money are these people making? And you know what's really fascinating? How YouTube has evolved.
Yeah.
From a simple platform to share videos to a complex business ecosystem that rivals traditional media giants. It's global, billions of users. The amount of revenue it generates is reshaping the entertainment industry.
Yeah, the numbers are mind-blowing, but let's get down to it. Can you actually build a profitable business on YouTube?
Yeah.
A sustainable business? And how are these creators making money beyond just ad revenue?
That's the key, diversification. Smart YouTubers are treating their channels like any savvy entrepreneur would treat their business.
Right.
Not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Because relying solely on ad revenue is like building a house of cards.
Yeah.
One algorithm change and your income's gone.
Goof.
Gone. Precisely. Think about it.
Yeah.
A traditional business wouldn't rely on just one product.
Right.
They'd have multiple revenue streams. To ensure stability, and successful YouTubers are doing the same.
So what are some of these alternative revenue streams? We hear about sponsorships.
Yeah.
We hear about merchandise. But what's the reality?
So sponsorships can be incredibly lucrative,
Okay.
especially as a channel grows. The average sponsorship rate for a YouTuber with 100,000 subscribers
100,000.
can range from $1,000 to $5,000 per video. For those with millions of subscribers, it's not uncommon to see deals worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of work to build an audience like that, right?
Absolutely. Building an audience is like cultivating a loyal customer base.
In any business, it requires a deep understanding of your target demographic and the ability to create content that resonates with them.
And that's where data and analytics come in.
Right.
Just like businesses analyze customer behavior,
Yeah.
YouTubers are using data to understand their audience's preferences.
Exactly. Tools like YouTube Analytics
Okay.
allow creators to track things like watch time, engagement patterns, and audience demographics.
Got it.
This data helps them refine their content strategy and make informed decisions about what kind of videos to produce.
I mean, we've seen some YouTubers leverage their audience to launch entire brands and businesses. Take Logan Paul and KSI, for example.
Yeah, Prime.
They use their massive following to launch Prime Hydration. That drink is everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's a prime example of how YouTubers are evolving into brand builders and entrepreneurs.
Right.
They're not just creating content, they're building communities and leveraging that influence to create successful businesses.
Which brings us to another crucial element, establishing a strong brand and becoming an authority in your niche.
Yeah.
It's like that old saying, become the go-to person and the business will follow.
Precisely. Think about Marquise Brownlee,
MKBHD.
better known as MKBHD. He's built an empire around tech reviews because he's established himself as a reliable, knowledgeable source in that space.
He's got that brand recognition. Like when you need a tech review,
Yeah,
you instantly think of MKBHD.
absolutely.
But that kind of authority doesn't happen overnight.
No.
It takes time,
It takes consistency,
work.
high-quality content, and a clear understanding of your target audience. Just like building a reputable business. Building a successful YouTube brand requires dedication and strategic planning.
Okay, this is where it gets interesting. We've been digging into this trend of faceless YouTube channels. Creators are building successful businesses without ever showing their faces on camera.
It's interesting.
It's almost like they're the Wizard of Oz, working their magic behind the curtain.
It's fascinating. Right.
It's a fascinating phenomenon, and it's gaining traction.
Yeah.
There are definite advantages to this approach.
Okay.
One is scalability. If your channel isn't reliant on a single personality, you can have multiple people working behind the scenes creating and editing content.
That makes sense. And I bet it also offers a level of privacy, which is appealing to creators.
Absolutely. Some people simply prefer to stay anonymous.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. It removes the pressure of having to be a personality, allows them to focus on the content.
I imagine it also broadens their appeal. When you
Yeah.
don't have a specific face associated with the channel, you can attract a wider audience
Yeah.
who are just interested in the information.
You're spot on. We're seeing a lot of faceless channels in niches like finance, education, even meditation and relaxation.
Oh, wow.
These are topics that have universal appeal, and the lack of a personal brand actually works in their favor.
So how do these faceless channels succeed? What are the key ingredients?
First, they need to nail down a solid niche.
A topic with high search volume but manageable competition?
Right.
Then the script writing has to be top-notch.
Oh, interesting.
Since there's no on-screen personality to engage viewers, the writing needs to be captivating, informative,
Right.
well-structured. Think of it like a really good audiobook.
I get you. And the voiceover is crucial, right?
Absolutely. The voiceover is essentially the face of these channels.
Yeah.
We're even seeing creators utilize AI voiceover tools, which are becoming incredibly realistic and sophisticated.
Right. We've heard some of those AI voices, and they're mind-blowing. How natural they sound.
Oh, they're getting good.
They are.
And of course, visuals matter too. Even without a person on camera, they need high-quality footage, animation or graphics to keep viewers engaged. It's all about creating a visually appealing experience to complement the audio content.
It sounds like there's a lot of work that goes into creating a successful faceless channel.
Yeah.
It's not just hiding behind the camera.
Definitely not. It requires a strategic approach.
Yep.
A deep understanding of YouTube's algorithms. A commitment to delivering high-quality content.
I see.
But the payoff can be significant.
Okay, get ready for this, because now we're going to talk about AI changing the game for YouTube creators. It's like having a whole team of virtual assistants working behind the scenes.
It really is like that. The impact of AI on content creation is truly revolutionary. We're seeing a wave of sophisticated tools that can automate tasks, streamline workflows, and help creators generate new ideas.
So let's break down some of these AI tools.
Okay.
How are creators using them? Where do we even begin?
Well, let's start with content research and idea generation. Tools like TubeBuddy and vidIQ are incredibly popular.
Okay.
These platforms use AI to analyze trending topics, keywords, and competitor performance, helping creators identify those sweet spots for content creation.
So you're not just throwing ideas at the wall and hoping something sticks.
No.
You're using data to make smart decisions about what content is likely to perform well.
It's strategic, data-driven. And then there's ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, everyone's talking about ChatGPT.
Which is being used for brainstorming and script writing. You can literally ask ChatGPT to generate video ideas based on your niche.
Okay.
Or a specific keyword. And it can spit out some pretty creative concepts.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
It can write scripts. That sounds a little too good to be true.
It is surprisingly effective.
Right.
It won't necessarily write a perfect final draft.
Right.
But it can generate a solid first draft, saving creators a ton of time and effort. And then you add your personal touch, refine the script, but it's a fantastic starting point.
So AI can help with the creative process itself.
It can help, yeah. It's a powerful tool for sparking ideas and overcoming writer's block.
Wow.
And once you have your script, AI can even help with the voiceover.
Oh, okay.
Platforms like 11 Labs and Murph can generate incredibly realistic AI voices that are practically indistinguishable from human voices.
Yeah, we were talking about those earlier.
Yeah.
It's crazy how advanced this technology is.
Yeah.
I can see how this would be a game changer for faceless channels.
Big time. Especially for faceless channels.
Right.
But also for creators who might not be comfortable using their own voice.
Okay.
Or who need multiple voice actors for their videos.
So we've covered writing, we've covered voiceovers. What about the video editing?
The editing, yes.
Can AI help with that?
You bet. Platforms like Descript are revolutionizing the editing process.
Okay.
Descript transcribes your video, and then you can edit the video by simply editing the text.
Hold on, wait. It sounds way too easy.
It is impressive. You can cut out filler words, mistakes, even entire sections, all by just deleting text. It's a massive time saver for creators.
And I'm sure it's helpful for those who don't have a lot of editing experience.
It makes it accessible. Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
And even experienced editors are benefiting from AI-powered features. In programs like Adobe Premiere Pro, these features can automate things like scene selection, jump cuts, creating dynamic edits that keep viewers engaged.
So even if you're a pro, AI can streamline your workflow, boost your efficiency. It's like having a virtual editing assistant.
It is. Precisely. It frees up your time and energy to focus on the bigger picture, developing your brand, engaging with your audience, and refining your content strategy.
Now, we can't forget about thumbnails,
The
right?
thumbnails.
Yes. They're the first thing people see.
Very important.
They need to be eye-catching,
Yes.
compelling to get those clicks. Can AI help with thumbnails too?
You bet.
Okay.
There are AI-powered thumbnail generators.
Wow.
Like Canva and Thumbnail Blaster.
Canva.
That analyze what makes a thumbnail effective. Things like color palettes, image composition, text placement.
Okay.
They can help you create visually appealing thumbnails.
Wow. It sounds like AI is touching every stage of the content creation process.
It really is.
From brainstorming ideas to optimizing thumbnails. It's like having a virtual production team at your fingertips.
It's a powerful toolkit for creators of all levels.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that AI is a tool,
Right.
not a magic bullet.
I was just thinking, this all sounds amazing. But are there any downsides to relying so heavily on AI?
There are definitely things to consider.
Okay.
One concern is that over-reliance on AI could lead to generic content.
Right.
You know, that kind of bland, formulaic stuff that lacks personality.
Just like those AI-generated pop songs. They're kitschy,
Yeah.
but they all kind of sound the same after a while.
Exactly. The human touch is still essential.
Yeah.
Audiences crave authenticity, creativity, that unique spark that only a human can bring.
And I imagine AI hasn't quite figured out how to replicate that.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So while AI can handle a lot of the heavy lifting, creators need to be mindful of maintaining their unique voice and perspective. It's about finding that balance.
Okay.
Using AI to streamline your workflow without sacrificing your creativity and authenticity.
So it's not about replacing humans with robots. It's about giving creators the tools to be more efficient,
Yeah.
more productive, and ultimately more successful.
You got it.
Okay.
And speaking of success, let's shift gears and talk about YouTube channels as digital assets.
Okay.
We touched on this earlier, but I think it's worth diving deeper into this fascinating concept.
Yeah, this whole idea of buying and selling YouTube channels like real estate,
It's wild.
it blows my mind. It's like the Wild West out there.
It really is. We're seeing savvy investors scooping up profitable channels, treating them like income-generating properties. It's a whole new frontier in the digital economy.
So walk me through this. How does someone buy or sell a YouTube channel? What's the process?
Well, there are online marketplaces specifically designed for this.
Okay.
Platforms like Flippa and Empire Flippers
Okay.
connect buyers and sellers, facilitate the transaction. They even help with channel valuation.
So it's like eBay,
Yeah.
but for YouTube channels.
Yeah, exactly.
But how do they determine how much a channel is actually worth?
It's a complex calculation, but
Yeah.
generally they consider the channel's monthly revenue and apply a multiplier, usually between 24 and 36 times the monthly profit.
Yeah.
So if a channel is generating $5,000 in profit each month,
5,000.
it could potentially sell for upwards of $180,000.
Wow. But it's not just about revenue, right? There must be other factors.
Absolutely. Niche popularity, audience demographics, and growth potential all play a role in determining a channel's worth.
I see.
A channel in a high-demand niche like finance or tech with a loyal and engaged audience is likely to command a higher price.
So it's kind of like real estate.
It is.
Location, location, location. A channel's niche is its prime real estate.
Exactly. And just like with any investment, buyers need to do their due diligence.
Of course.
They want to analyze the channel's analytics,
Yeah.
verify revenue sources, and make sure everything is legitimate.
Yeah.
You don't want to invest in a channel built on fake followers
Right.
or shady practices. That's a recipe for disaster.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
So let's say you found a channel that ticks all the boxes. What happens next?
Well, there's typically a negotiation process, similar to buying a house. Buyer and seller agree on a price, and then there's usually a transition period where the new owner takes over the channel's management.
I imagine that transition can be tricky,
Can be.
especially if the channel relies on the original creator's personality,
It can be.
right?
Sometimes the original creator might stick around
Okay.
for a while to help with the transition,
Gotcha.
introduce the new owner to the audience. Other times, it's a clean break,
Yeah.
and the new owner has to build trust with the existing community from scratch.
That sounds challenging. What are the biggest risks involved for both buyers and sellers?
Well, for buyers, one of the biggest risks is that the channel's performance might decline after the sale.
Okay.
Maybe the audience doesn't connect with the new owner. Maybe YouTube's algorithm changes and the channel loses visibility. It's like any investment. There's always an element of risk.
And for sellers,
Mm.
what are some of the potential pitfalls?
For sellers, one risk is undervaluing their channel. It's hard to put a price tag on something you've poured your heart and soul into. There are so many factors that contribute to a channel's worth, and it can be tough to know what a fair price is.
I bet there are creators out there sitting on gold mines.
Probably.
And they don't even realize it.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to do your research. Perhaps consult with experts in the field before making any decisions.
So where do you see all of this heading? What does the future hold for YouTube and content creation in general?
I think we're going to see continued blurring of the lines between traditional media companies and independent creators. As YouTube channels become more valuable, we might even see mergers and acquisitions, with larger media companies scooping up successful channels to expand their online presence.
It's almost like the old school TV networks are being disrupted by this new wave of YouTube entrepreneurs.
It's a fascinating evolution to observe. And it's all being driven by technology. With AI playing a huge role in making content creation more efficient, more scalable, more profitable than ever before.
We've covered a lot of ground today. We talked about the ways YouTubers are making money, the importance of building an audience, brand equity, the rise of faceless channels.
That's a lot.
The impact of AI, the future of these channels as digital assets.
It's a testament to the power of the internet and the creator economy. YouTube has transformed from a platform for sharing funny videos to a multi-billion-dollar industry that's empowering creators and disrupting traditional media models.
So what's the one thing you want listeners to take away today?
That YouTube is more than just a platform for entertainment. It's a dynamic business ecosystem. Incredible opportunities for creators, entrepreneurs, even investors. Whether you're looking to build a business, invest in digital assets, or simply understand the evolving media landscape, YouTube is a force to be reckoned with.
And if YouTube channels are the digital real estate of the future, what other online platforms or digital creations might become valuable assets down the road?
I don't know. What's next?
What's next? That's something to think about as we navigate this ever-evolving digital world. We'll be right back after a quick break to explore this further.
It's fascinating to think what the next digital gold rush is going to be. We've seen how websites and domain names and now YouTube channels have become these sought-after assets.
It feels like we're seeing a total change in how we value creativity online.
It is.
But let's get back to YouTube for a minute. We were talking about the risks of buying and selling these channels. Seems like a lot to consider before you jump into that market.
Oh, yeah. For buyers, one of the biggest challenges is ensuring a channel's continued success after the sale. You know, the audience might not embrace the new owner. Especially if the channel is built around a strong personality.
It's like trying to replace the lead singer of a band, right?
Yeah.
The fans might not be into it, even if the music is similar.
Exactly. And then there are those ever-changing algorithms on platforms like YouTube. What's working today might not be working tomorrow.
So how can buyers mitigate these risks? Is it all just a gamble?
Well, due diligence is key. Thoroughly analyzing the channel's analytics, understanding the audience, and carefully evaluating its content strategy can really help buyers make informed decisions.
It sounds like you really need a solid understanding of YouTube's ecosystem.
Yeah, you do.
As a buyer or a seller.
For sure. And having an expert, an advisor, or a consultant that can be really helpful. Someone who understands the ins and outs of the platform, the valuation process, the legal aspects of these transactions.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of the business side of YouTube, but let's not forget about the creators themselves.
Your creators, yeah.
How are they adapting to this evolving landscape?
I think creators are becoming much more savvy. Not just in terms of content creation, but in understanding the business aspects of their channels. They're learning about branding, marketing, audience engagement, even digital asset management.
It's like those lines are blurring between the artist and the entrepreneur.
They are. They really are. And with all of these AI tools emerging, creators have access to more resources than ever before. Streamline their workflows, optimize their content, even scale their operations.
Speaking of AI, we were talking about some of those amazing tools. We talked about TubeBuddy and vidIQ for research, ChatGPT for script writing. What other AI-powered tools are changing the game for YouTubers?
Well, one area where AI is making a huge impact is video editing. Platforms like Descript are really changing the game. by allowing creators to edit their videos by editing the text transcript.
It's wild. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's crazy how simple it is.
It is. It's a game changer, especially for creators who might not have extensive editing experience. Makes video editing accessible to more people.
And it saves so much time. Imagine all the ums and ahs you can just cut out.
Just like that.
In a couple of clicks.
Gone. And for more seasoned editors, AI is being integrated into professional editing software. Like Adobe Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro, yeah.
Automating tasks like scene selection.
Okay.
And jump cuts.
So it's not replacing those human editors.
No.
It's more like helping them work better.
Yeah.
And faster.
It is. Yeah. Precisely. Yeah. And lets them focus on the more creative aspects of editing.
And then there's audio.
Oh, the audio.
AI voiceover tools are becoming so sophisticated.
They really are.
I mean, 11 Labs, Murph.
Yeah.
Producing these realistic voices. Almost impossible to tell the difference between them and a human voice.
Getting harder and harder to tell.
We were talking about those earlier for those faceless channels.
Yeah.
But I bet those tools could be used in a lot of other ways.
Absolutely. A great option for creators who might not be comfortable using their own voice. Or who need multiple voice actors.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or maybe they want to add a different vocal style to their content.
And as those AI voices become more and more realistic, I imagine we're going to see them everywhere.
I think so. And we're also seeing AI being used to create music.
Yeah.
Sound effects. Further expands the creator's toolkit.
It seems like AI isn't just helping us do things faster. It's actually changing what's possible creatively.
It's definitely pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
So with all these tools, what does the future hold for YouTubers?
Yeah.
Are we heading to a world where AI is making all the content?
That's a great question. And while AI is definitely playing a bigger role in content creation, I don't think it's going to replace us completely.
I agree. There's something about human creativity, that spark, that AI just hasn't quite figured out yet.
Not yet. AI is a powerful tool, but it's still a tool.
Right.
It's up to us humans to use it well, right?
Right.
Infuse our content with our personalities, perspectives, and experiences.
So it's all about finding that balance.
It is.
Between human creativity and AI capabilities.
Exactly. The most successful creators are going to be the ones who can use AI well. And hold on to their unique human touch.
We've talked a lot about the content, but what about the business side of things?
The business, yes.
How is AI changing how we manage and make money from these YouTube channels?
Well, AI is revolutionizing channel management. In a number of ways. For example, tools like vidIQ and TubeBuddy are using AI to give creators really insightful data about their audiences, helping them to optimize their content for maximum reach.
So it's like having a virtual marketing consultant.
It is.
In your back pocket.
Exactly. AI can analyze data, identify trends, and even predict which types of content are likely to perform well.
Wow.
So creators can make informed decisions about their content strategy, target the right audience with the right message at the right time.
Working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely. AI can also help with things like social media automation.
Oh, interesting.
Scheduling posts, even repurposing content. Oh, okay. So you could create a video for YouTube and then use AI to make it work on Instagram, TikTok, all those other places.
Precisely.
That's amazing.
It's a really powerful way to maximize the reach of your content.
Okay.
And then there's the financial side of things. AI is being used to analyze revenue streams, track earnings, and predict future income potential.
It's like having a virtual CFO for your YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This data can help creators make smart decisions about their monetization strategy, optimizing their earnings and making sure they're financially stable for the long term.
Okay, this is fascinating. But it also makes you think, what does all this mean for the future of content creation?
Yeah.
And the creator economy?
Yeah, that's a question a lot of people are asking. Some people are worried that AI is going to make all content the same.
Yeah, like a robot takeover where it all becomes predictable. But AI could also help more people become creators, right?
That's an excellent point.
Give more people the tools to share their ideas. Yeah. AI has the potential to empower creators from all walks of life, regardless of their technical skills or their budget. Imagine if anyone with a story to tell could create high-quality videos without needing a fancy studio.
Yeah.
Or a team of editors.
That's a really exciting idea. And it would mean we see a wider range of voices and perspectives online.
Absolutely. But there are challenges.
Yeah.
As AI gets more sophisticated, we have to think about things like bias, authenticity, and the potential for misuse.
Right. We have to make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly.
Yeah.
And that human creators stay in control of their content.
100%. It's a conversation that needs to happen, especially as AI continues to change and become a bigger part of the creative process.
Okay, so we've talked about the exciting potential of AI. But what about some of the concerns? You mentioned bias.
Bias, yeah.
What does that mean in the world of AI and YouTube?
Well, AI algorithms are trained on huge amounts of data.
Right.
And that data can contain the same biases we see in society. So, for example, if an AI tool is mainly trained on videos of men,
Okay.
it might be less likely to recommend videos featuring women, even if those videos are really good.
Like, it's just repeating the same inequalities we see in the real world, but online?
Exactly. And that's why developers of AI tools need to be aware of this and take steps to fix it.
Okay.
It might mean changing the data sets used to train the AI or making sure the results the AI produces are fair and represent everyone.
So it's not just about making cool tech. It's about making tech that is fair.
Exactly.
For everyone.
It is. And we also need to think about the potential for misuse.
Oh, right, yeah.
For bad things, like creating deepfakes.
Deepfakes, yeah.
Or spreading false information.
We've seen how those deepfakes can create these realistic videos that are totally made up.
Totally fake.
And that really makes you question what's real online.
Absolutely. So as AI gets more powerful, it's really important we come up with ways to protect ourselves and ethical guidelines to prevent its misuse. That might mean developing tools to spot deep fakes.
Okay.
Or putting in place stricter verification processes.
Yeah.
On platforms like YouTube.
So it's a tough balance. We want to use AI for good.
Yeah.
But we also have to be careful about the risks.
It's all about harnessing the power of AI for the right reasons.
While protecting ourselves from its potential for harm.
Exactly.
Okay, let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about starting a YouTube channel today?
If you're thinking about starting a channel, I think the most important thing is to be passionate about what you're making.
Right.
Choose something you're genuinely interested in and knowledgeable about.
Because if you're not into it, it's going to show.
It's going to show.
Right.
Authenticity is key. People can tell when you're not being real.
Yeah.
So find something you love.
Yeah.
Let your passion come through in your videos.
And I bet being consistent is important, too. You can't just upload one video a month.
No, you can't.
And expect to get a lot of viewers.
Consistency is crucial. Develop a realistic upload schedule that you can stick to. Whether it's once a week, twice a week, or even daily, the key is to be consistent. Let your audience know what to expect.
And don't be afraid to try new things.
Experiment. Try different types of content, video styles, different editing techniques, see what resonates with your audience, and adapt.
And don't be discouraged if you don't become a viral sensation right away.
No. Building a successful YouTube channel takes time, effort, and patience. Don't be afraid to put in the work.
Right.
Learn from your mistakes and refine your approach as you go.
And you don't have to do it all alone.
You don't.
There's a whole community of creators out there.
There is a huge community.
Happy to help each other out.
Absolutely. Connect with other creators, join communities, go to industry events. Building relationships is so valuable.
So be passionate, be consistent, experiment. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Great advice.
Words of wisdom for anyone starting their YouTube journey.
For sure. And remember, things are constantly changing.
Yeah.
So stay curious, stay adaptable, and never stop learning.
Okay, so we talked about starting a channel, but what about if someone's thinking about selling theirs?
Selling. Okay.
Any advice for them?
First of all, do your research.
Oh, yeah.
Understand the market. Look at similar channels.
Yeah.
And get a realistic idea of what your channel is worth.
Right, because you don't want to undervalue all your hard work.
You don't. Think about talking to experts like brokers or valuation specialists.
Okay.
They can give you good advice.
Yeah.
And help you navigate that market.
And make sure you're ready for that transition.
Yes.
Of selling.
Think about how you will introduce the new owner to your audience.
Yeah.
And make sure the channel's management is handed over smoothly.
So whether you're just starting or thinking of getting out.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
It is.
The more you know about YouTube, the better decisions you'll make.
Absolutely.
We've covered a lot in this deep dive.
We have.
The business of YouTube, the rise of AI.
It's a lot.
The challenges and opportunities for creators, the future of the creator economy?
It's a dynamic, always changing landscape. But there's incredible potential for those who embrace the change and adapt.
So as we wrap this up, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
YouTube is so much more than just entertainment. It's a real powerhouse for creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship.
And with AI, the possibilities really do seem endless.
They do.
But at the end of the day, it's us, the humans, our creativity, our passion, and our ingenuity that will keep YouTube and the creator economy moving forward.
Couldn't agree more.
We'll be right back after a quick break to wrap up with some final thoughts. Explore what the future holds for YouTube. Okay, we've gone deep into the business side of YouTube, from building your audience to navigating this whole AI thing. But it feels like we've just scratched the surface here.
I think we have. There's so much more to talk about. We've seen how these YouTube channels are becoming valuable assets.
Right.
Bought and sold like virtual real estate. But what's really fascinating is what this tells us about the future of business online.
Exactly. So if YouTube channels are the hot thing to buy now, what's next? What's going to be the next big thing online?
What is next? It's like trying to predict the next Bitcoin.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
Think about it. Any platform where creators can build a loyal audience and make consistent revenue has the potential to become a tradable asset.
So are we talking Twitch streams, Instagram accounts, even podcasts being bought and sold?
Maybe. It's not impossible. We're already seeing platforms like Substack, where writers build paid newsletters. And they're attracting investors.
Right.
It's all about that connection between the creator and their audience and having a way to make money consistently.
Okay. This is blowing my mind a little bit. But let's go back to YouTube. We talked about the risks of buying and selling channels. But what about the rewards? Why are investors so eager to get into this market?
Well, for investors, it's about diversifying their portfolios and tapping into the creator economy. A successful channel can generate passive income through ads, sponsorships, selling merchandise, and more. It's kind of like owning digital real estate that pays rent.
And for creators, it can be a great way to make a lot of money, especially if they want to move on to different projects or just cash in on all their hard work. It's like selling a business.
It is like selling a successful business they built from scratch.
It's creating a whole new way for creators to build wealth.
Yeah.
And it's changing how traditional businesses work, too.
It really is.
But with all this talk about money and buying and selling, it makes you think, are we losing sight of the passion, the creativity, the things that made YouTube special to begin with?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's something we need to keep talking about.
Right.
But I think there's space for both.
Okay.
Savvy business and genuine creativity.
It's about finding that sweet spot.
It is.
Between art and making money.
Right.
The creators who can do that are going to be the ones who really succeed.
Absolutely. And remember, audiences are smart. They can tell if you're being real.
Yeah.
People connect with creators who are truly passionate,
regardless of the business strategy behind it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the business of YouTube, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
The digital world is constantly changing.
It really is.
And the opportunities for creators are growing. Whether you're starting a channel, using AI tools, thinking about buying or selling a digital asset, the key is to stay informed, be curious, and don't be afraid to experiment.
Great advice. And remember, we're all shaping the future of content creation right now. So keep creating, keep innovating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in this digital world. Thanks for joining us.